my UI UX design challenge of posting random designs on my social media handles. And today we are exploring the world of Web3. Embrace Web3 people. And now this is what we have. Something like this. You see, you open up, you see the interaction, right? And I'm going to explain how I was able to achieve this. All right. So stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Um, so the idea was to design a token details page, right? A crypto details page, right? Now, this idea was gotten from Trust Wallet, right? The idea was to rethink the entire Trust Wallet crypto details page. There are different use cases to it, right? There's so many use cases, so we couldn't cover all that. We just picked one particular token and we kind of like redesigned it. And I'll tell you some of the decision we made, right? So as you can see, this is the original design of Trust Wallet. From Trust Wallet, you can see how they did it, right? You can send, receive, swap, buy, and I think sell, right? Then you can see like the transaction is supposed to be here normally, and then you get to see like the graph, then you click on it, it pops up. But then I think I kind of like snapped at that point, right? So I firstly tried to do the cover screen, nothing serious there, just normal screen, right? Uh, yeah, then I went into the design, right? And to be honest, I designed this first, and at the verge of designing this, I now realized that, oh, hold up, I could actually make this thing super intuitive and interactive, right? Without sacrificing the user experience, rather, even improving the user experience. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Okay, now, firstly, when you have your so the color pretty much I tried picking up from original Trust Wallet um colors, but I kind of like made my own slightly darker, right? So somewhere right around here, right? I think this was the shade I pretty much made use of here, and then this one, and I think this one like so, but not even that one. I think I used opacity for that one. Yeah, yeah, um this one, right? So I think in that aspect we good. Yeah, and I think this was another one we used. So these three colors, these four shades pretty much, right? And then of overall I then made use of this green color here to serve as the primary color, if I'm not mistaken. So if I do something like this, right, and have all of this three here underneath it like so, I will not be wrong actually. To get something like this, I won't be wrong, right? So probably I would even have this up and time it in my design system. But then let me dive in and then explain to you guys what's up. So firstly, as you can see here, they have the logo here for easier identification of tokens, right? So you need it, right? And then the name, no, the ticker name of the cryptocurrency, right? Which is Sol and then Solana. The reason we use Sol here is because there are other coins that are long, right? You don't want to have all of this long coin going around there. Just want to put the actual name here and then the abbreviation up here. I'm hoping that okay, I want to create a perpetual trade feature, right? But then that will probably be in one of my other challenges where you have something like USD or USDT like so, right? So that's okay. So that's that. So I did this, I added this shade to the background. The reason I did that was so ink. There are some tokens that have very weird color, right? That might want to be clashing. If I make this black, or if I even remove the shade, you see it starts to look somehow generally. So I added it. So any token icons would sit here and then it will contrast just very well. All right. So that's the decision I made there. Okay. And then here, actually, I was thinking of for this to be active, right? Is that for it to be on, it has to be like this. For it to be disabled, it has to be something like this. Then with like think it's strike through. We could actually get an icon for it to like so something like this. Probably make it lighter. Then give it like round edges. So you could actually edit this icon and make it custom, increase the thickness, something like this. If the notification is not turned on. But then I was beginning to think that what if just leave it like that, right? If the notification is turned on, why not just use a checker, right? Why not just call it checker, right? And just use it to indicate that it is turned on. I mean, that was me thinking, oh, that was me really thinking. So, so we could explore that really and see how it plays out. Something like this. So if it's turned on, it's just going to be checked on like that, right? And you probably know that, okay, this thing is checked on. But then somehow takes away this simplicity, right? So leaving finding appropriate icon that shows disable notification and enable notification might just be the best. If it's enabled, you just leave it like this, right? So that's exactly how Trust Wallets did theirs, and I can't like agree with the idea. I'm not even gonna lie. So just pointing that out. All right. All right. So here I made a decision here, and I think I'm pleased with it. Why? Because I don't like boring designs. Normally, you'll be like, why put the so there? Just leave it normal. Like, just leave everything normal, right? So probably something solid, or maybe not white exactly. But yeah, something like this, right? It kind of like works, you say. But then, what's the harm, right? Me putting like there's tease, and it does not affect the readability because I think it kind of like stop right around here. So from here, it's not that readable, which of course is irrelevant because we already have soul here. I just feel like it gave this tease to the overall feel of the app. That's just saying or just saying. Okay. And then here in 24 hours. So this is supposed to be how your coin is performing, overall performance of what's in your coin, like a portfolio, that kind of thing. So how much have you gained in a day? How much have you lost in a day? How many percentage your coin has gone in a day? I know we're going to have that below, but then this is relative to the amount of money that you have right here looking at it. All right. So I think it's a good decision to make. Okay. So yeah, that's and also this one here. And just so you know, I used what I use Space Protect. That's the name of the font I use. I think it's open source. It's a free font, right? So yes, now, these two guys here, I think I made a decision earlier before in one of my fintech app I designed. So here I use stroke ball with 9% opacity, right? Then here I used like a shade, a lighter shade of the background, okay, or the base color rather. So the base, of course, is the background, which is this guy here, right? So yes, and then this guy too, I use that color you see there, this one right here. So yeah, so that's that. Then for this particular place, this was like an afterthought. This was what I was working on, right? So I thought like, okay, create a graph now, normally now. But then something Transport did that I admire this year, they were able to minimize, to optimize their space. And I'm like, okay, cool. After I was done with this chart, right, and I realized that, oh, okay, I can actually minimize it. right? And I'm like, I did it this way. Do you get? So that way you can have a very quick glance of what's up of the thread, and you can filter it just with a drop down, right? Not necessarily expanding it. Do you get me? So yeah, I now thought that okay, why not do it like this? You can close, right, and open. Now the interaction there is very simple. I simply just took this guy out, right, to this place. Then I took this guy out. After I took it out, I turned it into, I use Shift X, turn it into a stroke. Like I swap it from fill to stroke, right? Simple, fill to stroke. Then I added like an icon beside it. This icon here, I remove it from its container. Not a very good decision to make when you're working with icon libraries. But then I did remove it from the container just because I was not getting what I was looking for, right? I wasn't. So yeah, then I deleted the rest of them. Just so you know, the interaction works so well simply because I deleted these ones, right? And I left this guy here. So the container, the primary container is what I am scaling down, not the icon itself. Because everything is set, everything that was inside there was set to what? To fill. You get me? So exactly why you see that it's scaling really nicely. See. Now this guy here, chances is scaling like so. They're like, okay. But there's something interesting about this chart. This ending part here, it they bust my head. This part here, nah. I think at this part, right, I snapped. One of my colleague Beaver posted something on our page, right? Um, I drew inspiration from it because I saw the way there was like a dynamics of when there's a rush of light. This is crazy. Think about it this way: when a when no space, when something is shooting out from space or there's a falling star, right? Something is moving really, really fast. There's more pressure at the tip. The chances of that tip lighting up more than the rest of the body, right, of the object is very high. So there's more pressure. So here you can see that it's going up. So I try to like put that really shiny effect here. How do I do it is simple. I just use what line, I use stroke. I use this pencil tool and then drag my this in the place I want. That's all. And then I put it like this. You see? Then I increase it thickness, right? And then for the this thing, you can see that I'm using linear cadence. So I somehow fix from here to here, right? This particular place, I use the same white color. Here I use white color, and then you see you have that already. So yeah, and I think I tried making it a little bit blur. Let's check. Yeah, yeah, a little bit of layer blur. It's not, so much effect, right? But it helped. It helped. But yeah, so that's what I did there. All right. So, and as for this one here, I already explained it. Auto layout, make it feel and spread it out. Then this guy here, this auto layout, what they all feel with the padding of 13. I don't know why 13 though. It's supposed to be right around 24, but I'm not using 24 simply because I want it to like just still yet be close to the edge. So I probably want to use 8. And in a normal sense, I should be using right around 8, right? Because then again, I just want it to be close to the edge. There's no hassle for this one, right? So yeah. Then this particular guy here, auto layout, same thing we did here, right? But then this list just put this background and then this. This probably might not be the best application for this, right? Now, this is surfaced. Why? Because I think there are other status that I could as well put here, not necessarily receive and send. Because sometimes when you send a token, when you send it, it doesn't just go, it do a lot of processing, right? So probably want to put all of those status here, or maybe remove all of these ones and just focus on status alone. Do you get me? Right? Or have this ones here and then probably put status right around somewhere here if I'm to guess, right? Also, these guys too, just leaving it like this might be a bad idea. Probably want to put status right around somewhere, right? So yeah, that's the decision behind this, right? So this one here, you can see it's inside the auto layout, but I'm using absolute. That's why it can stay. If I'm not using absolute, it's going to try to take a place. I don't want it taking a place. I want it somewhere around like this. You see? Yeah, exactly. So yes, and then for this interaction here, this sliding up, simple. This is the guy here. Eh? Remember, this guy here is fill, 100%. It's a frame. It's not auto layout. The inner one is auto layout, but what is holding them all together is a frame. All right. So what I did was that I framed the auto layout element, which are this, and then the this thing here. The reason that I left that one just on its own is because if at all I want to create an interaction, I want this to actually move, right? I want it to move. I don't want it to um, snap or dissolve. I want it to move, right? That's why I use that. So I framed both of it, right? Then after that, I now frame this frame and then this auto layout here, right? Remember, this guy here is right around 24 because of my margin, right? So keeping it really neat, it aligns with every other thing that you see. All right, so that so because of what I did here now, it was easy. This guy here, it is simple overlay, just a rectangle. Now this is a right way to use a rectangle. Normally people would be like, but you used to advocate for open overlay now. If you use open overlay here, it's not going to be smart, except maybe Figma don't do something where I don't know. So let's try. If I say on track, open overlay, see there's no smart in it, right? There's no smart. So probably we are doing something, you're going to be seeing something like this. So you see drag, open overlay, bottom center, close lead, add background. So this guy here will probably be looking like something like this. You see, there's no interaction. Let me even make the interaction move up. Let's see. You see the way it's doing. That's not what I want. What I want is I want it to inherit, just to flow, right? To flow. Just like this. That's what I want. That's what I want. So because of that, I placed an overlay here with a rectangle, and then this guy here, I brought it slightly up, increased the size, and then gave it this border radius to the bottom, top left, top right. I gave it border radius. Top left, top right, 32, and then I increase the corner smoothing. That's what gives me this feel. You can see it's not normal border radius, it's iOS kind of smoothing. Right, so that was it pretty much. Um, so yeah, what else? And for this graph here, let me even come back here. So you can see the glow. Let me explain the graph. Oh my God, I didn't explain. This is actually quite serious, right? So with the graph, I think I used my pen tool to do it. This was manual, guys. I just drew it with my pen tool. Like I made sure I was not curving. It does not need curve. It just needs to snap. See? Whenever I curve, I just now after I was done, this was a simple thing. Not that simple, but I used to the right, this arrow here pointing up. Okay? Now, this guy here, this arrow I just drew, right? Let's make it normal. Use like your normal border, right? Keep it white. I'll duplicate it. Now, I don't even need this arrow. I just need a duplicate, right? After I'm done duplicating it, guess what I'll do? I'll carry my pen tool. I'll edit the object and I'll just try to link it like this. The moment you link it, right, you automatically gotten yourself a field like this. I linked it. After linking it, I use Shift X. Shift X simply means just carry this stroke and put it here and remove it here. So, or you can manually just do it like this. After you're done, put your linear gradient. After you're done with your linear gradient, make it the same color, if whatever shade you're using, right? And then drop the opacity of one of them. This other one, so I also get to drop the opacity, but just a little bit subtle, like so, right? So you see, you have something like this already. Now you can say, oh, but yours is glowing. Yeah, yeah, mine is glowing. I just copied and pasted it again and make sure that it's behind, right? And what did you do afterwards? You just go to your drop shadow, put it to right around zero, use white, and then increase the opacity. Increase the opacity like this. You see it's already glowing. You can choose to increase the blur or reduce the blur. Whatever the case may be, you are good. You've created exactly what I did. All right. So that was quick. Mm, that was quick. All right. So you see now that was how we're able to do all of these guys. So thank you very much. Uh, and then for the other, there's a theory that I personally I am testing, right? And I think these guys already do it. They say when you want to do P2P, right, for fiat currency, you that idea in itself takes away decentralization, takes it from being a DEX to being a SEX, right? And I don't personally believe that's correct, right? Of course, there are so many things that they're like, what's the word? Um, Fiat currency handling, right? In terms of um, deposit withdrawal, they require certain level of centralization, right? Because of the the handling, right? And then there is regulatory compliance, KYC and the likes, right? You need centralization. Counterpart risk management, you somehow need regularization. But at the same time, I feel like um, we can mitigate that, right? By simply allowing users to connect their own fiat currency gateway or bank account, right? That way you reduce the DEX role um, in handling fiat currency. All right. So yeah, I think I'm probably would explore that also in one of my challenge. All right. Yep. I'll explore that. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in my next video.